We don't trust ourselves. Most people don't trust themselves. Nobody trusts one another.
Yeah.
Family members don't even trust one another.
Yeah.
We don't trust our neighbors. We don't trust our governments. We're barely trusting that we're going to have a future.
We paid into our taxation system through the housing, right, which is illegal. You're basically leasing the ground your house sits on from the county, and you're paying all these taxes, and the taxes go pay for the educational system. The educational system is corrupt by who? The Rockefellers, who keep you completely dumbed down. So we have paid for our own demise, our own stupidity. We funded the whole thing. Welcome to the Mel Carmine podcast. Before we begin, I have something you need to see. 11 years ago in Costa Rica, I took a photograph that changed my life forever. I don't claim to speak to God, but I do believe he gave me a mission. Let me show you the photo, then you decide. If you're serious about protecting and growing your wealth, pay close attention. Looking to acquire XRP, I can help. Minimum purchase is $10,000 and there is no maximum. Whether you're investing $10,000 or $10 million, text me directly at 786-704-8817. And while you're at it, ask us how a religious irrevocable trust can get you off the grid and fully protect your assets and investments. Interested in gold and silver? For extremely competitive prices, visit carminesgold.com. Our minimum order is $50,000 and there is no maximum. We can handle virtually any size transaction. Then visit QFS1776.com for exclusive merchandise, links to our social media, and a library of 100% free videos explaining the new financial system millions are following. No hype, no paywall, just information. Don't miss our 5-star documentary everyone is talking about. Dear Mr. President, show me the money. Visit dearmrpresident.net and ask yourself, what if we show you irrefutable, irrevocable evidence in our movie that everyone with a social security number is worth hundreds of millions of dollars? Do we have your attention? The link is in the description below. Finally, join our official Telegram groups and be aware of fake Mel Carmine accounts. If anyone tells you that you must register your XRP with the so-called quantum financial system, it's a scam. Now subscribe and share this episode with someone you care about. Turn up the heat on these scammers and let's get to work. Also, scan the QR code and opt in so you don't miss any amazing workshops at Staying Alive in Cape Canaveral. Now, here's your host, Mel Carmine. Well, guys, you're not going to believe this. I've been thinking about him for quite some time, and all of a sudden, I just had the time to actually look him up, and lo and behold, underneath one of his YouTube videos, he has a telephone number somewhere in Latin America. Monty Cook and I go back decades, and I'll tell you what, he called me one day, 30 years ago, 28 years ago, I forget when, and he said, Mel, we're going to make a ton of money. I said, really? And I said, doing what? He goes, I want you to go outside and I want you to take a look around. I said, yeah. He goes, don't you realize, he goes, that everything is made out of cement? True story. And we got into the cement industry, and because I'm an aggressive guy and I realized if they actually pay us on one of these deals, I could retire, literally. And with that, I went to work. I put an ad on Craigslist and Alibaba, and all these people started, lo and behold, we get these guys that come in, and he knows the story. If he doesn't, I'm jogging his memory right now. And these guys come with letters of credit. Remember? Bank of Rothschild.
Oh, no. Here, let me preface something real quick for your audience.
Yeah.
You just told me a few minutes ago that you have a very fantastic memory.
Yes.
And I don't have any memory. I suffer from CRS. And when I was in Egypt a few years ago, they said it's worse now. Your CRS has gone worse. You now suffer from CRAFT. Do you know what that is?
No.
Can't remember a thing.
And he's a character on top of that. But anyway, so long story short, these guys come in from the island of Cyprus. I hear not. I remember as vividly, we're on his yacht in Marina del Rey, massive yacht. And I bought my brother-in-law at the time, Paul Perlman. I wish I could reunite with him. I like Paul a lot. Paul, unfortunately, my sister made a big mistake getting rid of that guy. But anyway, long story short, I bought him as a witness to the entire thing because nobody would believe what was going to transpire because I knew that this deal was going to absolutely happen. So what happened was these guys came in. They had letters of credit from the Bank of Swiss. They had letters of credit from the Bank of Rothschild. They had letters of credit from the biggest banks in the world. And if you know anything about letters of credit, it's better than cash. Okay. The deal went through. It was 64.4 million metric tons of cement. I remember all the numbers. When I say I have a photographic memory, it's a photographic memory. These guys came in. These guys came in with little miniature machines and copiers, and the negotiations and the verbiage and the language that was being explained about the entire
new world.
Yeah. It was like 8 hours of negotiations. Like, this is like a big deal. 64 point. He and I were going to make $1 each per metric ton. That was going to be $64.4 million over a period of 7 years. And I said, that's it. We're done. My mom called me. She said, how did you do? I said, well, I closed the deal. What are you talking about, Ma? I'm a freaking, I'm a chip off the old block, right? 3 weeks later, we get a call. We're very sorry. The deal did not go through. Of course the deal went through. It just went through without Monty and Mel because Monty and Mel were two thorns in their side. They don't want to pay $64.4 million to him.
Tell him the deal didn't close.
Right? So anyway, long story short, what happens is, and I'll tell you, I know this to be a fact because I've seen people commit suicide, get divorced 5 and 6 times, literally went into the loony bins, literally walking around, put them in a straitjacket in a rubber room. I've seen it all. And what happens is they call in and say, listen, I like the deal. You showed me the cement. I showed you the money. We know the deal is real. We know the deal went down. The cement was sold to the government of Italy, France, Germany, Spain, and Portugal in that order. And that cement got resold to build the tallest building in the world, the Khalifa building. So you're looking at the two guys.
Cement did that?
Yes, I know. So I hired an investigator to do some digging for me, a friend of mine that did it pro bono because I couldn't afford him. And sure enough, that cement did go through. The deal went through. The cement got resold. You and I, technically speaking, can pound our chest even though we never got paid on it. We're the guys that sold the cement that built the tallest building in the world, and it's still the tallest building in the world today.
Well, we would have spent the money by now, and we have a story that lasts longer.
But I was so gullible. I was so
stoic now. Yeah. And you don't let anything affect you.
No.
Because you can react to it, but you can't change anything.
So you can't.
Big freaking deal. So we have a lot to catch up on.
Well, we do. We're actually talking for the first time in a long time.
Talking about commodity deals, I got to tell you, you probably met David Goddard. He's on my board now, foundation. We had a gold deal. Okay. Yeah. And these commodity deals, they're all mostly a bunch of fakers, artists, whatever, cons. We had a real gold deal with Turkey, and it was a 100-year-old company. David flew to the corporate headquarters in Istanbul, which I visited recently, the city, not the building. And we were going to make more than that because we were selling to the government, and we had a lot of gold. And so he jumped on a plane because we couldn't afford 2 tickets, went to the corporate headquarters, huge sky, they're on the top floor, went up all the way, had the meetings. And in the week that he was there, this 100-year-old real estate company went belly up. Literally, they didn't lie to us. They really went belly. They overextended themselves in real estate, in something else, and we were that close again. So I'm going to one day write a book. We should write it together on the artists that are in the commodity. It's all these greedy brokers, and we might have been guilty ourselves a bit because you think you're going to make $64.5 million. Well, we could have if people were fair. By the way, I'm launching World Trust Day on September 21st for your audience. Go to worldtrustday.org because we don't trust ourselves. Most people don't trust themselves. Nobody trusts one another. Yeah. Family members don't even trust one another. Yeah. We don't trust our neighbors. We don't trust our governments. We're barely trusting that we're going to have a future. And believe it or not, there's no World Trust Day. There's World Hot Dog Day. There's World Dance Like a Tiddlywood Day. There's every kind of stupid day on the planet every single day. But there's no World Trust Day. Can you believe that?
Yeah. Well, so anyway, I love what you're doing. It's extremely humanitarian. Him and I are on the same page. We can grow our own food. We could be very disruptive. We're bringing in, I'm going to show some videos here in a second that are going to blow your mind because he didn't even know about it. And we were in the cement business, technically speaking. And I wanted,
we're very successful in the, I should say now.
Yes, right. Yeah. I want to put that industry out of business. I got a gripe with the cement industry besides the fact that it's the most polluting agent on earth. It really is. But the reality is he wants everybody to be happy, and he's got Dr. Fantastic going on, and he wants everybody to be kumbaya, whatever. And I love that, except I want to take out the trash first because there's a bunch of people that want to kill us.
Well, first off, I have disruptive technologies, which you probably do as well. We're going to tell your audience about. But when you come out with disruptive technologies like Tesla did, like the guy who invented the water engine for automobiles, they kill you because they don't want to lose any of their money. Recently, the legal lawyers union, they're suing the electric automakers, or no, not the electric automakers, the autonomous automakers, because they're not getting in as many accidents and not many people are, fewer people are dying.
Right.
So lawyers, 50% of their income comes from lawsuits from auto accidents. So they don't want autonomous vehicles because they want crashes, they want death, they want destruction. It's a flip world, and we say that on this air.
Yes,
I call it
absolutely.
I've been calling it for years as I travel. I've been traveling for 6 years now on the road, 7 years. The insanity of humanity, and I'm backed up by my good friend Albert Einstein. You might have heard of that guy. Albert Einstein once said, there are two things that are infinite, the universe and human stupidity. And he went on to say, and I'm not sure about the universe.
Yeah. Well, we don't even know if we're on a flat earth. We don't know if there's a dome, if there isn't a dome. We don't know if there's something on the other side of the ice wall. We don't know nothing because we're contained to the rock. You know,
Right.
you got a real fancy car. It could be a Bugatti, a Ferrari, or a Chevrolet, but it's still a technology that derives from the Model T Ford. Four rubber tires with a freaking combustion engine. But yes, it's more fancy looking. It's got more whistles and bells. You got leather seats that leather's made in Italy, whatever. You got air conditioning and the radio and all the, but it's still a technology that keeps everybody scraping the earth like a turkey because you're not allowed to go up there and fly at 90,000 feet because you might find out the earth is maybe concave, maybe round, maybe flat. So we paid into our taxation system through the housing, right, which is illegal. You're basically leasing the ground your house sits on from the county, and you're paying all these taxes, and the taxes go pay for the educational system. The educational system is corrupt by who? The Rockefellers, who keep you completely dumbed down. So we have paid for our own demise, our own stupidity. We funded the whole thing.
I know, 100%. I
It's
know.
ridiculous.
We're on the same page. We're on the same page.
You
So,
know?
on my, it's called the kindness revolution. And what I've found is in my speeches, I mean, people love what I'm doing. Everybody, I don't care how rich you are. We've got 17,800 with you. By the way, everybody, Mel is my 17,800th ambassador of kindness. He's agreed to be kind to himself, kind to others, and kind to Mother Earth. We don't want your email. We don't want your WhatsApp. We don't want your money. We want you to be kind. And that's, I believe, the solution to man's problems. Kindness. So, but I'm realizing that people aren't thrilled with it, so I'm putting comedy in it. So here's a little bit of comedy for you, Mel. My wife, ex-wife now, she asked me to marry her 36 years ago. And she was beautiful, she was French, gourmet, successful. What the hell? I said yes. 6 years ago, as I left on my journey to go around the world and save the planet, she called me insane. And I like to use, not her quote, but I like to use Steve Jobs' quote. And he said, people who are crazy enough to think they can make a difference in the world are the ones that do. So 6 years ago, she asked me for a divorce. And I said yes to that question. So and the reason I said yes is because she got old on me. They didn't tell you when you got married that your wife was going to get old. And so, Mel, I had to put her down.
Just like a dog, huh?
Had to put her down.
Short of the needle.
I think that's pretty freaking funny if you think about it. I had to put her,
I
because
know.
everybody knows what put her down.
Yeah.
I had to put her down. Of course, I didn't put her down. She won't talk to me, of course, but that's okay. I've got a wonderful life right now. I'm making so many people around the world happy. The most amazing things are happening, Mel, and you and I are going to do some really damage together now that we're back together again.
I love it. I love it. Let me show you what Rammed Earth is all about. I think the people would love to see this. This happens to be my favorite architecture that I found that lives in Tucson, Arizona. All right. Okay. And this is a home that's built out of rammed earth. Now, mind, it's dirt that is in your backyard when you're digging the dirt. That same dirt. It's got a clay consistency to it. You put a little gravel.
Let me stop you because I have everything too. Is it enzyme? You put enzymes in it?
You put a little gravel, a little sand. It's got to be a perfect mixture with a little bit of lime or cement, 10 or 12% of lime or cement, and then you just ram it into these forms. And they're building. First of all, some of these walls are 3 feet thick, 4 feet thick. They're monolithical, which means soundproof, earthquake-proof,
No,
hurricane proof,
that's
tornado proof,
wonderful
fireproof,
technology.
no sheetrock, no paint, no maintenance, no,
Right. No,
and they're gorgeous.
I know I've seen homes around the world built without a nail, without a screw, with using nature. But there's an enzyme. I dealt with this guy years ago, and when you mix that enzyme with they have to test your dirt, it becomes impervious to water and
Hmm.
stronger than cement. And it's your dirt. So you can pave the road, you can build bricks, you can build a
Hmm.
house. But there's this a certain enzyme that they've invented that mixes with the local dirt, this is, a certain percentage, and you can make roads and everything. It's really the technologies. I went to COP27. You know the COP. I spoke at COP27 in Egypt, and the technologies they saw back then. I'm going to go to every one from now on, but I couldn't afford the last 3 years. But they're just the best inventors, the best technologies, the best, and it's for sustainability, it's for the future. But your audience is going to hear about my electricity generators soon. But first, you go with your stuff.
Is that free energy? Talk about a little bit about while I relocate this. I thought I had it queued up.
No one's going to believe me, and it's okay if they don't.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's only available if you're an ambassador of kindness to represent it. And if you're an electricity user, you can't have it unless you're an ambassador of kindness. So Mel, what I'm doing is I'm forcing people to be kind, basically. So get
Right.
this, everybody, you're not going to believe it, but it's true, 100% true. We
Interesting.
have an electrical generator that doesn't use solar, doesn't use acres of solar, doesn't use wind turbines, doesn't use water, doesn't use hydrogen, and doesn't use fossil fuels. The battery, or not the battery, I'm sorry, the generator lasts 20 years. Once we install it,
Interesting.
you can't move it, you can't open it to see how it ticks because it's proprietary. Cisco monitors it every second for the next 20 years. We maintain it, and it tells us what's going on every second. So anybody who has a factory or a city or an airport or a hospital that uses a lot of electricity, or a data center. I know Mel doesn't like data centers, and neither do I. But if we could reduce their electricity, there's 12,000 data centers in the world.
Yeah,
If we can reduce the electricity by half, we're saving the planet with the
yeah.
third kindness, be kind to Mother Earth. So basically, the if you're AAA rated, you don't have to spend a dime,
Mhm.
not a dime. We put it in for you because we
Mhm.
finance it ourselves. And you're going to save 50 to 60% guaranteed every month for the next 20 years. Because you know
Right,
electricity is going to go up next month and
right.
next year and in 5 years and in 10 years. So
Interesting.
basically, you're locked in at 50 to 60% savings for 20 years. It's fantastic. And it's only
Yeah.
available if you're an ambassador of kindness. And I don't want people joining tonight because, oh, I want in on it, because that's the wrong reason they're joining. So
Okay.
it's really just going to be available to the existing ambassadors or someone that really can prove that they're a humanitarian.
Gotcha. Well, let me go. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Yes. And give me a thumbs up if you can hear it. Ready? I'm gonna hit the play button. This is gorgeous. My favorite.
Is that the Earth building?
Yep.
Desert form,
Wow.
Gorgeous
vivid
that is.
materials, natural, and mountain views. These were the inspirations behind this home's design. Layered walls
By the
of
way,
wood,
ambassadors
earth,
don't use the
metal,
word good anymore.
exposed
They use fantastic only.
Right.
concrete, and glass create a playful composition
gorgeous.
of organic shapes within the desert landscape, while also visually defining the different functions of the house. The Dancing Lighthouse is located in Paradise Valley, a city in the Phoenix metro area known for its luxury
Used to
golf
live-
and spa resorts.
Now let me explain to you something. You see the cement itself, the wall itself. It's got all these lines.
Yeah.
Each one of those lines represent when they rammed it, and then they put some another layer, and then they rammed it, and it creates this beautiful. And you could put dyes in it and makes it. I've seen some stuff that is so off the Richter scale. Hey, let me tell you something, Monty. Soundproof, earthquake proof. Your temperature in your house, it doesn't matter whether it's 45 below zero or 139 degrees. It stays at 70, 68, 70 degrees, 71 degrees all year round.
Well, you know, I had a company when we knew each other called Affordable Homes for You, where I used to make tiny homes out of
Right.
brand
I remember
new.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
in
So
China.
let's play this a little bit. I'm going to fast forward just to show you the interiors. It's a 12-minute video. I don't want to watch.
So what did it cost?
If you build it with a family that's, let's say, handy, right? You're going to save a ton of money. Okay. If you got
Right,
the
of course.
tools to be able to do it yourself.
DIY.
Right, exactly. You could go to workshops. They have workshops. They'll teach you how to do it. You build your own forms. You could find a style you like and build your own.
Now I see the lines going vertical.
Yes.
How
Yes.
did they get? They had They put a form down, poured
Yeah,
it.
they put
jammed
a
it to the
form
side?
and then they just ram the earth in.
Just sideways. To the
Yes,
side.
exactly. And then they let it sit for like 3-4 days and boom, it comes off. And this is how the wall of China part of the Wall of China, which is still there 2,000 years later, was built. Okay, this is a lot of structures in the Middle East. Okay, were built. Okay, this is amazing stuff.
Hello, I'm on a view right now. Can I call you back?
Open air courtyard and open up to.
What if I guaranteed?
Oh no, we guarantee me nothing. I hate these commercials.
Oh no.
Right,
Okay.
so I'll just let it play, and then I'll take it out.
She's okay?
There you go.
Okay, I'll call you back. All right,
here we go. Look at the
A
interior
pool that
of that.
cools the space and reflects sunlight onto the earthen and wooden walls.
Gorgeous.
At times, that reflected light
Stunning.
almost seems to dance across the surfaces.
I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. See, look, see the lines in the cement and the dirt itself. Each layer was the layer that they pounded in, and then they put another layer and they pounded in, and it creates this beautiful,
How many have they made
stunning, right?
How many have they made like this?
Oh, there's quite a few in Arizona. There's quite a few in California, New Mexico. You could build these anywhere. Okay. If you build it yourself, you go to a workshop and you pay like $4,000 to be in a workshop. Just like this guy who's going to be coming on my show, who's been to a few workshops. He said, you could save 70, 80% on building your home. That's a lot of savings if you do it yourself. Now, if you have to hire somebody because labor is so expensive, Americans don't, live on rice and beans. We like, lobster and steak and caviar and champagne and all that good. So it's probably about the same, give or take. Maybe you might save 10%. You're not going to save a lot if you have to.
For me, I wouldn't have the time to get involved with something like that. Although now that you're an ambassador, you could always, if you're into that, we have a couple business groups that you could send it to. I'm on a global scale at this point, and the things I'm doing are not on a community based. I mean, we have programs for communities, obviously, the kindness classes.
Sure.
And for the schools and what have you. But I need to save the planet.
Well,
and
you and I both.
need your
But
help.
like I said, if you got people that are trying to kill us with pesticides, herbicides, fungicides, spraying chemtrails in the sky, the clothes we wear are poisonous, everything, all the box foods at the store are complete garbage, junk that if you eat enough of it, you're going to get sick. No question about it.
They want you to get sick because that's money in their pockets for diabetes.
Oh, yeah, we know that.
They don't want us to be healthy. They want us to work 8 to 5 for them, go home, watch the television, which is owned by them. There's only a couple corporations that own everything. So we're little rats following COVID. That's when I started my journey. COVID. I knew it was released. I knew it was patented. I knew Fauci invested in it. I knew all that before anybody else did. And to me, that was the last straw. I said this, and I said I got to do something about this. And for the first 3 months, 4 months, every day was what you should do now that you're quarantined. Because when the government told me, Mel, you know me, I don't listen to people. When the government said you have to stay in your house, put on a mask and wash your hands 24 times a day, I said, no one tells me what to do. No one's ever told me what to do. My wife made the money. She didn't tell me what to do. Nobody tells me what to do. Ever.
That's why you see, that's the attraction to me. He's a real man, okay? He uses the F curse. I love the F curse. I don't even think it's a curse word, to be quite honest. I think it's the most incredible adjective.
If you have a problem with
listen, it's not that. It's like, hey,
listen to this, Mel. I did a comedy routine.
Yeah.
Because it's such a beautiful word. It's so expressive. It's an adjective, it's a noun, it's an adverb, it's everything in under the sun. And we all do it. We all like to do it, but we're so afraid to say it. Fuck that. Because you can say to a girl, you're beautiful. Or you can say, get the fuck out of here. But I did that routine. A lot of people think stood for fornicating under the consent of the king. And that's not true. But anyway, it's a beautiful word. I think it shouldn't be. I think
it's
good
aggressive. It's a way to get the point across. People take offense to it, but they realize if their mother and father never did it, they wouldn't be here.
What do you do when you hit your thumb or finger with a hammer? What do you yell?
Oh, wonderful things.
It's a pain reliever. You yell.
So, but anyway, I wanted to just show a couple more. Just to show you this.
No. Let's not waste. I can't waste my time on beautiful. I know so many fantastic inventions. Okay, just real quickly. There's a one of my Brazilian ambassadors owns a company called ONE, ONE, Ocean Nutrient and Energy. I think it stands for. They're pumping water out of the Atlantic, and after they take out the salt, it has 63 nutrients in it. I know you're into health. In this one water, we're gonna buy a cargo ship, refit it to be a factory on the water that pumps, desalinates, cleans it up, packages it, and ships it on the water, cargo ships. Because Mel, I have a website called Fresh Water Worldwide. Anybody who's in the water business should be on that .org. And basically, there's 2.2 billion people. That's more than a quarter of the population that don't have fresh water today. I've got $1 million budget to start in Africa, where I've already done a bunch of them. Free water wells called boreholes in Africa for the villages that support the kindness revolution. So, and I have free computers to schools called Educate Africa. If you support the kindness revolution, you have to support the kindness revolution, or I don't support your initiative. I don't want to know anybody who doesn't want to be kind to themselves, the others, or the planet. I don't want to know them. I don't care how much friggin' money they have.
Yeah,
They don't mean anything to me. The only way we're going to save this planet is with our children, and we have a kindness pledge. It's working. It's manifesting action, because words manifest action, and it goes like this. Mel, you're going to love this. And these children are saying it every day in Africa, in all the villages that we're in. I'm in 34 countries in Africa of the 56. And it goes like this. I pledge to be kind to and love myself. I pledge to be kind to and strive to love all others. I pledge to be kind to, love, and respect our Mother Earth. And then they all together in class say, we are fantastic. That really builds a lot of energy. They point to their friend and they say, you are fantastic. That builds camaraderie. And then they finish it by saying, I am fantastic. Mel, those 3 words build your confidence, your self-esteem, and it's got energy. The word fantastic, Mel, ambassadors don't use the word good. They use the word fantastic. Fantastic has kindness, love, energy, and positivity in it. What does the word good have? Not much.
not much. Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
fantastic.
Yeah. Let me
Mel,
show
you're
you. This is a
fantastic.
really short video. I believe these guys are up in Canada. You're gonna love this one. We might be able to show all of this one because it's so short. And let me go share my screen. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Give me a thumbs up if you could see my screen. All right, and here we go. Ontario.
I'm Wes,
I'm Julie.
and we bought a rammed earth house.
Come on in, let us give you a tour.
Look how gorgeous that is.
This home is made from earth. We wanted to build a sustainable house. There was something about the rammed earth imagination. It was the feel and the mystery of it.
Beautiful.
People are building
The
underground
The
homes.
rammed earth walls mirror the beauty that I see in nature. The rammed earth is mixed on site from gravel, Portland cement. Everything is mixed. It's dumped into the formwork. Rammed earth mixed is placed into the formwork and it's compacted to actually generate rock from dirt. It solidifies and forms into a solid layer. After the wall is completed, the formwork is torn down and you're left with these beautiful rammed earth walls of tremendous character and durability. The larger breaks that are undulating, that represents 1 day of actual ramming, of material being added into the formworks and compacted.
Now, we're in Ontario. They have no heating.
I see it now.
The whole kitchen design process was focused on maximizing the beauty of the rammed earth. There's a his and her fridge, one on either side.
I've bought and remodeled many homes.
This is a fossil that we included into the rammed earth. We have amethyst in some of the other walls. We have turquoise in some of the other walls. We could have incorporated gold. We would have needed a little more money to do that. We come this way, we come to our living room and dining room area.
Wherever you are, in the kitchen, dining room, living room, coming into the home, the first thing that takes your eye is the view.
Part of the uniqueness of the dining room setup is the glass table. You can look down on the floor and see a beautiful polished concrete. The walls have 2 functions. Not only are they very attractive and interesting to look at, but they also serve as a passive heat source for the house. Angle of the sun is such that it shines on this wall, and that generates heat, which is then brought down into the subfloor of the house, which reduces our energy costs. It's an extremely efficient way of heating your house essentially for free. You might look at it and think of it's a continuous part of the wall, but it's actually a pivot door. It swings very easily, gives you access to our master bedroom area. If we're having difficulty falling asleep, we can count ammonites instead of counting sheep. The floor of the shower has a number of smaller ammonite brachiopods.
How gorgeous is that?
Yeah, I was when you were telling me about it, the first thing I was thinking is putting different stones in the layers, and then of course that's what they did. No, I love those kind of things. There's a lot of communities, actually they're in America, where they're building using all natural ingredients to build homes. People are building into the mountain and just having the face of the house
Yes,
outside. The earth is a natural insulator, obviously.
it is.
And I was a beatnik. I don't know if you know what that is, but my parents were beatniks. My stepfather was a beatnik. And all they cared about was art and love and nature. And now
Like
I'm an
hippies.
eco artist. I take trash and I make beautiful things out of it. I want to show you something real quick.
Where do you live now, Monty?
Antigua, Guatemala.
Is that where that Ugalde guy is?
Who?
Ugalde, what's his name? That president that I like so much there in Central America. Is that
I don't know, but can you see this?
Bukele?
I don't know. Let me show you something here.
Yeah.
This is what's called the Staff of Humanity. Do you see it?
Yep, I do.
It's a 6 foot thing, and it's going to travel. It's traveling the world with me, and I'm going to have presidents and popes. It's 24 karat gold letters, and it says love, peace, harmony, kindness, trust, and respect. And people, presidents and kings, and you, when I see you in Florida this month, are going to pose with it because this is the solution. It's the staff. It's got a quartz on it, and it's 24 karat gold. It's pretty exciting. I made I designed and created a case for it, and then I had to make it a traveling case for the case. So it goes inside a velvet lined wood case, ornate case, and that goes inside a carrying case for the airplanes. And I'm going to travel the world with it. I'm going to Monaco. Supposed to go to Dubai for a humanitarian convention this month on the 23rd. And then World Kindness Day, I want everyone to tune in to Be Fantastic YouTube. I think that's what it's going to be on for my first broadcast for Monty in Monte Carlo, the podcast. And I'm going to be drinking Monte Carlo beer during my podcast.
Yeah. How do people find you? How do people follow your work? What is your YouTube channel, etc.?
Well, Be Fantastic. If you just Google Be Fantastic. Matter of fact, I Googled just to see Google because I love it, the internet. I Googled Trust September 21st. That's all I Googled. And my event came up.
Interesting.
It's a worldwide event. Anybody can on worldtrustday.org. We have suggestions for classrooms to do things on trust. Individuals can take a minute and think about trust that day. We just there's not enough trust in the world, Today I told this guy about my perpetual energy and he didn't believe it. I go, that's fine. I'm not asking you to believe it. It's your loss if you don't believe it. And that's when you don't believe something, you're not trusting it. And anyone who doesn't trust me, it has no place in my life. And I'm building a community on trust. And we have what's called the honesty contract, which you signed today by joining. And that means if you ever lie once during your stay in this global community, you get eliminated for life. For life. There's no second chance. Because in a court of law, Mel, if you lie once, all your testimony is thrown out.
Yeah. Oh.
And you perjured yourself. So I'll never lie. Because I don't have the memory for lying. I suffered from CRS, as I told you before, can't remember. And now it's craft. But I wish I had your memory, Mel. If I be honest with you, Mel, I love you. You're a dear friend. But when you called, I said, I know this guy. And I know the voice. I know the personality. I know we knew each other and you were talking very kind things. And I'm thinking, what the hell is his name? And I'm thinking, God, is this not anywhere? It's not he's not saying it. And I didn't want to say, what's your name? Because that's, how do you tell a good friend, even though you haven't seen him in 30 years? What's your name? And finally, Mel Carmine. I said, Mel. I even called David. I said, David, when we were doing, because the guy, it sounds like he's from the East. Because you have like
New York, New Jersey.
You don't have an Italian accent.
Yeah.
So I said, David, who was a guy from the East that we did business with in the cement business? And he said, Sammy. I said, no.
Sammy the Bull Gravano.
Now there was a guy.
My friend Nino Rodriguez just interviewed him 2 days ago in Tucson, Arizona.
Am I talking the same Sammy?
Sammy the Bull, the guy that used to work for John Gotti.
Okay, I don't know if that's the same guy. At any rate, so the guy in the cement business, he was a crook. One of the guys. Do you remember the names? Because I remember he got busted and he went to jail. Screwed us for a lot of money too. I don't know if it's the same deal. It was probably another deal. But that's the thing about the commodity business. You and me are doing a deal, right? And Jimmy introduces you and me for the deal. And Jimmy's going to make $64.5 million from the deal. The greedy say, I'm going to say, Mel, let's tell Jimmy the deal didn't close. And Jimmy never knows the deal closed. And we saved $64.5 million.
Right.
Us.
That's exactly how it's done.
I know it's how it's done because agreed. Now you made my day because now I can say my cement built the world. I love good stories like that.
Yeah. Yeah, these are real stories. The way it happens is 3 weeks later, when you and I got that call, 3-4 weeks later, saying the deal didn't go through. The deal went through. They just said, listen, I want to do the deal. You showed me the cement. I showed you the money. I know you got the money. You know I got the cement. Let's do the deal, but without Monty and Mel. Okay, great. Yeah. I'm going to submit new paperwork, new partners, new bank accounts, right? And the deal goes through without you and me. And you're right. They use us like pawns in a chess game.
Too bad you didn't pick up. You got to call me right back right away, David. You're not going to believe this. Call me back right away. He's not going to believe this.
Busiest guy in the world. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's been fun, brother. I'm glad that we got reunited. I would love to have you at the Quantum Summit. I just
When
gotta
is it?
figure
What's
out
the date? What's the date?
the Quantum Summit is going to be either towards the end of October or
October. Oh,
yeah,
no
October
problem.
or the very latest, the middle of November, right before the holidays. Now,
Okay,
we're
the middle of
having
November works well because November 23rd, I'm supposed to go cross country. I'm gonna, if you know anybody that has a bitchin' 60-foot motor coach, I want to wrap it, drive it across country, visit the military bases, talk about kindness, have Santa Claus with us. We have Benji, the SDG Fox, a character that's gonna be on the tour. We'll have music, we'll have, events. We're gonna stop at, city halls and just go cross country for 30 days and hopefully maybe be in the Rose Parade. I'm not sure, but that's my plan for late November.
okay.
That would be cool. So you're in Florida, though.
Yeah, I'm in our center where we would hold the event is in Cape Canaveral, 166 Center Street, Suite
Okay.
200. We take all the furniture out. The only thing that's left is the PA system, the stage, all the sound equipment and everything, the microphones, right? And then we
Well,
get the fold-up chairs. We fit about 220 chairs in there all day long, comfortably.
I'll come. I'd
Yeah.
love to be a keynote speaker or just a speaker. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And, I just got to figure out who I need to match you up with because we're going to have panels. I have a panel of people who will talk about the quantum financial system, XRP, the new system that's coming. Then we're going to have another panel that's going to talk about the Q movement, which Donald Trump is Q plus on steroids. And we could prove that all day long. And hopefully my good friend 107, who we suspect works for Donald Trump, delivering very sensitive messages for Donald Trump that he doesn't want them to go through the airwaves and get
Okay.
intercepted, get hand delivered by 107. Plus, he's
Okay.
there to negotiate deals on behalf of Donald Trump. He's a really smart guy. He's a good friend of mine. I'm going to his Storm Summit in at the Ahern Hotel. Anybody who wants to join us, Ahern, September 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. My birthday's on the 9th, so I might get there a day early and celebrate my birthday in Vegas, but I'm not sure because I don't want to leave Amber alone on my birthday either. So I'm like, my wife, Amber. I got married to a Filipino girl.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
You're loyal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So congratulations on getting married. It's marriage is an interesting thing. I raised two great kids. I don't know if I ever told you, but Lester became 180 in the world in tennis. He
Interesting.
played all the Grand Slams. I always say to my wife used to always say, "When are you going to grow up?" And I'd always
Never.
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 And so I thought you were going to ask me my age. I'm going to say still same age as you when you met me, 26.
There you go. Man, I met you what? It must have been like 25, 30 years ago, right? A long time. It's a long time.
No, it wouldn't have been that long because when I had the yacht, or the yachts plural, that was
20
in
years
the
ago minimum.
late 80s, I think I want to say. So maybe 90 or something. I don't know.
All right.
But
So
you have a memory. You're supposed to tell me what exactly. What
yeah,
year it was.
I don't know exactly when, but I'm guessing minimum 20 years, minimum. So it's been a long
Well,
time. It's been a
90.
while.
If it was 1990, that would have been 30 years, 36 years ago. Maybe it was 95. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I would appreciate it if you could remember the dates because I like
be
when
nice.
people tell me the stories. Like
Yeah.
you just reminded me.
I'm really bad with
commitment.
dates and names, but I remember everything. When I went to Sicily about 8.5, 9 years ago, my mom called me 3 days later. She goes, "Well, what do you think?" I said, "What do I think?" I think time stood still. I said, "Nothing's changed." I said, I remember where all the bricks are. Yeah, I remember that when you drive through that Barcelona, there's that little building in the corner that goes like this. You can either go right or left, and that building is exactly the same way we left it. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I remember everything. I really
Well,
do.
it's funny you're getting involved in nature, using nature. What did the Italians and the Greeks do? They use bricks,
Yeah, absolutely.
pyramids, bricks.
Yeah.
Basically. I've been traveling 8 years. I went through Egypt, went through America first during COVID, then Egypt, Lviv, Ukraine. I was in Lviv, Odessa, and Kiev before the war, of course. Had a fantastic. Because I was married 30 years. I partied like a rock star for the last 6 years. My
I
friend.
know you did. Yeah.
So there's a whole joke.
he's,
I ran into a buddy, and he was so happy. I said, why are you so happy? He goes, I'm getting married. I'm going to get laid every day. And I go, that's great. That's wonderful. So then I ran into him 5 years later, and he was very, very happy. I go, why are you so happy? He goes, I'm getting divorced. I'm going to get laid every single day.
Oh my God. You never
Remember
changed.
get
I like
laid?
that
Do they
about
still
you.
say that? Do they still, did you get laid? Did you get laid? Remember when we were young, a friend would come home, a roommate, did you get laid? Did you get laid? Because I'll never forget the first time I got laid. I'm laying in bed. I was 17, and she had to go to the bathroom first because we knew we were going to do the deed. We did all the bases, first base, second base, third base. And I'm laying there and I'm going, I'm going to get laid.
Oh boy, you never changed, do you? I mean, you're exactly the same. You look a little older.
I'm still
obviously.
26. I'm still 26.
You're still 26. I feel good too, man. You know, but what we have is we have this product that I'm not allowed to, because we signed the non-disclosure, non-compete, and we have this product out of Asia that's coming. And we're not maybe. There's no maybes here. We're going to
Well, I want to be a beta tester because I have no memory.
We're going to live 300. Listen,
Well,
you know, I will show you some pictures. Hold on a sec. I think.
well, first off, we lived thousands of years in the past, I'm told.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen, Mel, because I'm really a Musk believer because he's the smartest guy on the planet. Let's say I'm going to be 85 years old and I know I'm going to be dying. At that in that year, that's 15 years from now, I'll be able to say, take my brain and take the memory out and put it into the Android. And now I'll live for thousands of years inside a humanoid with all the experiences, with all the memories, and I'll see my great grandkids grow and my great great grandkids, but I'll be Monty inside that humanoid.
Here, I want you to watch this lady, okay, and study her face, please. Look at her face very closely. I'm going to even blow it up for the occasion. Okay, I'm going to blow it up. You see this lady here?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. You see her face? See if I can blow it up and move it. I want to be able to blow it up and move it up and down. Okay, look at that face.
Yeah.
This is the CEO, without mentioning who he is.
It's a man?
No, it's a woman. It's a lady. He's the CEO. This is the CEO. This is the
who
CEO's
he is.
mother-in-law. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So
That's
in human terms.
Yeah.
She's got the face of a
I won't tell you what the product is, but I will tell you this.
250.
Yeah, I will tell you this. That's the same lady right here, 7 weeks later.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You feeling me?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. He got married into royalty. He'll eventually be coming on my show telling the whole story to the world. This is the results 7 freaking weeks later. Hello.
Okay, when do I get the sample?
Well, I want to get, as soon as the whole thing is solidified, okay, I will tell you that I want a crate of this shipped here.
Well, first, Mel, I'm in a position right now, and I didn't expect this because all I did was 6 years ago decide that I wanted to spread kindness. I didn't expect to meet leaders of countries, kings, many kings, billionaires, all kind of incredible people. And every day they're introducing me to more incredible people. So it's blowing up big time. And I'll be meeting, again, with the staff of humanity, leaders of countries. And they're all going to want your shit.
Well, here's another picture.
I want to be, when I find a product that I truly believe in, and one is the One Water, We World's electrical generators, and the third is I haven't told you about is we have a gyrocopter. You know what a gyrocopter is?
Of course.
Okay, they don't crash like helicopters. They're silent, and helicopters are very loud. The one we have is electric jet propulsion cold fusion. It's 1/5 the cost of a helicopter. It's safer, quieter, and it's the way, it's like the Jetsons. It's like the way the metropolises will travel in the future.
Sure.
I'm their global ambassador. I'm the global ambassador to One Water, and I'm global ambassador to We World.
Yeah,
And
check this out.
If this works, I would love to be global ambassador.
You see that ugly injury right there?
Yeah, yeah.
5 days later, check this out.
Wow.
From that to that in 5 days.
Wow.
Hello.
Yeah, it's regenerating cells is what it's doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we have something that's major. We know we do. We have the proof, and we just can't wait to bring it to the world. I'm bringing in several investors that are coming on.
Well, one is you don't need to look any younger. I mean, you look like a young man.
I'm going to be 63, bro.
Okay. Well, I'm 72.
Yeah. We're almost 10 years apart.
Yeah. And I have some wrinkles, but I'm healthy I went to the doctor, because I had, the only thing I had wrong with me in the last 10 years is an enlarged prostate. And so I had that reduced, but do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have this? Do you have that? Do you have, no, nothing. I'm as healthy as a 26-year-old because I think I'm 26.
Yeah. Anyway, brother, it was nice to reunite with you. How do people find you? Send me the links and I'll put them down below. Go follow him. You have to jump through a couple of hoops to become one of his ambassadors. Not
Well,
everybody
no, you just have to be
qualifies.
recommended or know me or know Mel. It's Be Fantastic. Just Google Be Fantastic, 2 words. It'll come up. Be Fantastic.
Is it befantastic.com?
Well, no, the website's worldkindnesslist.com.
Okay.
Actually, I sent you a list of all my websites.
Right, I got it here.
FoundationForWorldHarmony.org. If anybody wants to be a kindness news reporter, we have them all over the world. It gets you into parties, it gets you into events and concerts for free. If you're going to report on kindness, because there's enough negatives out there. So, and it's great for students that want to learn journalism or just want to get into a free concert. And all you have to do is report on kind things that are going on. There's enough negative news out there. I don't talk negative stuff. Today I did a little bit. I don't usually. I don't talk politics or religion. I know you're a religious guy, and that's fine. I don't hold it against anybody. By the way, I'm Jewish, and I got my bar mitzvah 2 years ago here.
Well, I'm religious, but I'm not a fanatic. I don't go out knocking on doors and try to convert you. I don't do any of that. You know what I mean? I believe, I worship, but I don't shove it down someone's throat. I don't do that.
That's good. Not like the Jehovah's Witnesses.
No, I don't do that.
It's crazy shit.
You know, it's funny. When I was living in Costa Rica, I used to have them knock on my door every Sunday morning, like clockwork, at 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
7 a.m. I found out on the internet that they don't like extraterrestrials.
Oh.
So I bought these blow-up dolls. You're going to love this.
We got to talk extraterrestrials. The next time we do a podcast, let's talk ET.
Yeah, I bought blow-up dolls of extraterrestrials on Amazon, right? And I put them in my garage, 4 of them. They stopped knocking on my door, and I could sleep on Sundays. I shit you not. Unbelievable. Brother.
There was a convention in Los Angeles, something expo, and all the extraterrestrial people, the psychics, they have them around the world. I'm trying to think of the name of it right now, but I can't think of it. But let's do an extraterrestrial session.
Yeah, we can do that.
My next podcast, if anybody wants to look at a really cool podcast, it's called The Complete Guide to Happiness. It's on YouTube. I did 45 episodes with some of my ambassadors. The next one's going to be Monty and Monte Carlo, the podcast. And I'm going to be interviewing some really interesting folks, and hopefully some super yachts. That'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, I know you love yachts, man. Listen, if I could have my cake and eat it too, when the reevaluation happens, because we're pretty heavily invested, as you know, over the last 11 years. But the reality is I want to do it in luxury. I used to watch all these shows, Sailing La Vagabond, Sailing Noah, Sailing Zingaro, which I'm in communications. He stopped doing that. Now he just talks about people sailing, and he's a great storyteller. And I've been trying to get him to come on my show. I'm sort of breaking and branching off, talking to people that are not into the reset really, but they have big channels that talk about other stuff, because I think everybody should be wealthy. That's part of happiness. You know,
not by happiness. One of the things I tell people is never tell someone that you have money, because they're going to be your best friend.
Yeah.
Money buys you shiny things and fake friends. Now, as you know, I threw the best parties, yacht parties in the marina. And every once in a while I start to think I had a lot of friends, and Mel called me, which is cool. That means I got at least one guy out there that remembers me. Because you come first, but that doesn't mean you only come first.
Yeah.
Because they say if the oxygen mask drops, put it on first and help others.
Yeah.
Well, if Mel's not alive, happy, or well, he can't make. Wendy was her name? Your girl?
What's that?
Your wife?
My wife is Amber.
Amber. He can't make Amber happy. He can't make his community happy.
I always say, if you got a lot of money and you're still sad, you're just shopping in the wrong place. Okay. But anyway, brother, I'm going to hold you up. I'm going to catch up on old times off camera here.
Send me the link to this. I'll post it on my some of my groups.
100%. Thank you, brother. Thank you for coming. Monty Cook, if you can ever figure out how to hang out with this guy, it's the most fun you'll ever have in one day. I guarantee it.
Thank you.
Stop! Don't you dare scroll! Because I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that we've been bamboozled in ways that you can't even imagine. From the creator who dared to question everything in Dear Mr. President comes a revelation so explosive, it will shatter your perception of reality. I'm about to tell you a story that is going to absolutely piss off a lot of people in the United States of America.
Want to know how the trick is done? This ein straw man. It's a straw man operation. You are the straw man.
This is the biggest scam ever, and your government, it thinks that you are stupid. Your local hospital thinks that you are stupid. The system is broken. It's working exactly how it was designed, just not in your favor. Garish? Welcome to the movie Dear Mr. President, Show Me the Money, a movie about the straw man. This is a story that's going to piss off 8 billion people, a story that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that a lot of you are worth 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, and more.
Okay, my understanding of the legal fiction, which is also referred to as the straw man, I believe that they actually give us a fictional entity which we can actually use or not use. And I believe this is and a lot of other researchers do as well, that this is your name in either uppercase or with the title.
So what is this legal fiction of yours? It's your twin brother or twin sister, born the same day you were. Yes, you've had a twin your whole life, which was created by contract. The birth certificate your mother and father signed when you were born was a contract. The signing of that contract gave authority to the Social Security Administration to create a legal fiction that just happens to mirror your name.
Listen, if you were worth $100 million or $200 million, wouldn't you want to know? I know, I sure as hell would. We kept it dumbed down on the 3rd and 4th grade level of education, not because we think that you people are stupid out there, but because we believe that it needs to be dumbed down so that everybody can understand it. They've dumbed me down too, okay? I'm part of this whole entire thing. We found the most elementary videos out there to tell the whole story, and we glued together that is going to absolutely leave you flabbergasted. The only thing I can tell you from this point forward is that you go get a marriage license, it's a bond. You get divorced, it's a bond. You get a driver's license, it's a bond. You get a fishing license, it's a bond. You get a hunting license, it's a bond. You get a ticket, that ticket gets traded. Ticket like a speeding ticket. Any kind of traffic violation at all. That's why the cops out there, most of them are as dumb as a box of bricks. They know nothing about nothing, and they allow this shenanigan to play out because the guy upstairs is not going to explain to them what they're really doing. The guys upstairs know how the game is played. They're making a lot of money. These cops knew out on the street what is going on, what was being perpetrated onto the American people, not to mention the fact that we got bigger fish to fry than stop little old ladies that are doing 12 miles an hour over the speed limit, who's part of the social insecurity system, the social slave system, who's still got to go to work and is pressed for time and is doing 12 miles an hour over the speed limit, and you got 9 guys with 17,000 lights around them intimidating them. I think that's wrong. There's no emergency here, okay? And they intimidate you, they bamboozle your words. And I hate to tell you, more than half of your cops know what they're doing. They know how the game is played, except they're not allowed to make the big money. They got the highest divorce rates because they have financial problems. Meanwhile, they're stopping you. They're trading all of this money that they're collecting from the public and putting it up upstairs. And all these people are making all of this money. The only thing I can tell you is this. What you do from this point forward is up to you, because you should move this movie out to everybody you know. Guys, it's time to wake up. Watch the movie for whatever it's worth. Get it out there to everybody, because you know what? We have to wake up everybody. You know why? Because we're in a war. In a war, there's going to be casualties. Look, I understand what kind of risk I'm putting myself through. I get it. But the reality is someone's got to do it. And I'm not afraid of anything or anybody except for my God. Thank you, and enjoy the show.